Introducing Pichu London Plus. For just $1.99 a month, you get access to full unedited races from Season 46 of the Ultimate Series and the 2024 Mock Pichu London Cup Series season. You'll also get access to races ahead of time before anybody else, and you'll also receive custom emojis and badges to use on the comments below. Finally, there will be an exclusive new series just for members coming soon. You do not want to miss that. Join Pichu London Plus today, just $1.99 a month. Just click the join button down below to get started. Welcome back to Season 46 of the Pichu London Ultimate Series. Today we're here at Richmond Raceway for race number 7 of the season, the first of 3 straight short tracks on the schedule, as Connor Breen starts on the pole today. Alongside him is the 8 of Cullen Francis. Now, both these drivers each won a race so far this season, so there's a good chance that we might see one of these two back in victory lane today. Or we could even see Matt Gomes back in victory lane as he starts in row 3, fresh off his win at Texas last weekend. So, good chance we might see one of those 3 former winners back in victory lane today. Matt Hunter was a former winner here at Richmond. He won at this track last season, one of his 2 victories he achieved in season 45, and that led him to an appearance in the Championship 4, so he's hoping the same results here as last season, maybe even go farther and win the title. Matthew Buss starts in this race in the 67, one of the 2 part-time drivers running here at Richmond. The other one is Billy Bishop in the 13. There is Bishop running the 13 entry this weekend as we see the rest of the starting lineup at Richmond. So like I said, it's the first of 3 straight short tracks on the schedule. This race will go up to 120 laps. And the first stage will end on lap 25, and the second stage will end on lap 61. Here we go, to the green flag we go at Richmond, and the 47 off to a good start. Connor Breen in the lead early on. Jamal Jackson got a great jump. He's now up to second place. Now the 1 car goes into second, and Matt Gomes moved up to third. He's going to lose that position, though, to Garrett Albertson, and his teammate's going to be in the top 5 with him. Matt Hunter, as I mentioned, he won here at Richmond last season, and it led to an appearance on in the Championship 4, so maybe another chance for him to win here today. Hunter is in 4th. Good chance for him to win. Here comes out Nathan Ormond, though. Ormond is going to pass him for 4th and a battle for the lead. Here we go. Jamal Jackson in front, and Garrett Albertson looks to the low side. And he's going to try to take the lead away from the 1. That 1 has been on fire, but just could not get a victory this season. But now the 12 car gets by him for the lead. Oh, there's a caution. Yellow flag is out. Allison Rain just went around. 48 car just went around. There is a caution. They'll race back to the line. I really hope the 12 was able to avoid the 48. It looks like they're just able to avoid the damaged car of Allison Rain. Avi Sachs had to really slow down to avoid the 48, but don't think the 48 will be in the way of the leaders for now. So the caution's out for the first time today on lap number 4 to 5. And we'll take a look at what brought out the first yellow of the race. And here's a replay of that first caution as Allison Rain was trying to get by Rich Roy and Chris Lyone, but was sandwiched together. And the 48 goes for a spin and just flips upside down. The 16 was the one that flipped over the 48 car. Hard crash for Allison Rain near the start-finish line, bringing out the first yellow flag, and teammate with the 9 was hit, I believe, from that 48. Luke Law was trying to avoid the 48. I'm not sure if he avoided it in time. I'll have to take another look at that, but Allison Rain, a hard crash on that 48 car. She was not the only one that got turned around during that caution, as Edith Cardoza went around. I think was hit from behind by the 5 of Nathaniel O'Hare, and I believe that's why Luke Law had to had to go in the grass to avoid the contact. 20 car spins around. The 42 Skylar Taylor got a little piece of the 20 car. 99 had to dodge the 48 and the 20 as both cars went around to bring out the caution. So unfortunate that 2 female drivers got involved in a crash in the first caution of the race. I'm sure they will pick it up and rebound. It's still early here at Richmond, but the first caution has been flown, and we will be back with the restart coming up. Coming back to the green flag at Richmond Raceway, and no cars are a lap down from that incident, so those 2 were able to recover somewhat, and the 12 Garrett Albertson still has the race lead. They had pit stops, believe it or not, during the caution flag, and it's LG Lataro now on the front row for the restart. He'll be starting in second behind the 12. Well, side by side with the 12, as they'll be going double fall on this restart. Here we go. Going back to the green at Richmond, we'll see who gets the better jump as the green flag waves again. They were even at first, but now looks like the 12 Leon was able to get by. Oh no, Jamal Jackson goes around. He gets turned. And now he gets into the wall, collects a couple cars. Jamal Jackson went around the restart, was trying to get the lead, gets hit from behind, and brings out the second caution of the race. Oh, Jamal Jackson just can't catch a break. Another crash in front of them. 19 car spins as well. Oh, just a tough break for Jamal Jackson. Oh man, he was just running so well early on, and now gets into a crash. He just doesn't have the best of luck as of late. Last week at Texas, he was running in second place, and then something goes wrong, and the 1 car had to come to the pits, and now he gets into a caution, a scuffle during the race, and that's unfortunate for the 1 car. Just doesn't have the best of luck as of late. So we'll have to look. Have to take a look back and see what happened that brought out the second caution. Well, this is what happened with Jamal Jackson. He was going to go for second place. I'm not sure why he was trying to duck down. I think he was trying to block Connor Breton. But Breton instead gets right into the 1 car, and they both spin and collide and cause a huge pileup. They go right into the 19 car, and the 19 goes up into the wall and just spins. And look at how many cars were involved in the pileup, all spinning, trying to avoid the big crash in front of them in turn 3. And a handful of cars were involved. It was a complete mess right there. They were still spinning right in front of them. Oh, 645. I'm not sure what happened there, but they collided too after they avoided the contact. Oh my goodness, a big crash here. Brings out the caution for the second time. Luke Law, just his day went from bad to worse, and so did Edith Cardoza. Now they're involved in 2 incidents today. They just can't catch a break for those 2 drivers. And we'll have to take another look at this wreck. Going on board with the 6 of James Richardson, that was the car that hit the pit barriers on the entrance. The 6 was just trying to avoid the 47. Had to really brake there and to try to avoid the contact, but he got a little piece of the 16. Had to go down the apron, but just couldn't get back off the apron. 6 car was just speeding, and then he hits the barrels right here. Hard crash on the 6 car. 45 was also caught up in it as well, and that's why the 6 spun. And now the 10 car was also among the drivers involved during that last caution. So a big pileup brings out the second caution of the race, and looks like we're going to get back to the restart very shortly. All right, coming back to the restart here at Richmond, and 1 car out of the race. That was James Richardson, the one who hit the pit barrels while trying to dodge the wreck. That was a hard hit, and looks like the 6 car is going to be out of this race. But no changes up in front, as Garrett Albertson is your leader. Starting on the bottom alongside LG Lataro. Let's see who will get the better jump. 12 car, both were level until they got to the braking zone. And the 12 car just went away. Now the green flag waves. 41 got a slightly better jump than the 12. Was able to clear the 12 car on the restart. So, wow. What a start for LG Lataro. But the 12's not giving up. And now 3 wide for third place now. Last time they went 3 wide, it didn't go so well. But they were able to make it out this time as Nathan Ormond is able to take 3rd spot. Looks like the 41 was able to keep the lead away from Garrett Albertson. Now Albertson looks to the low side. Let's see if he finds a lane. He's going to try to make another move down the bottom. Oh, he looks low. Might try to find an opening here. And Nathan Ormond looks low as well. He's going for 2nd place. Trying to take it away from the 12. Make it 3 wide. Getting loose again. 3 wide again as they're going to race back to the caution. Another crash occurred. Who's going to lead to the yellow flag? Now they're in the wall. The 12 car up the wall with LG Lataro racing back. And the leader is going to be the 24. And the 12 and the 41 both were up in the wall racing back to the line. And lost 2-3 positions before they took the caution. Oh boy, some rough racing going on at Richmond. But Ormond's going to come to the pits. And a couple cars are going to stay out. Looks like the 1241 will have to come to the pits. And let's see if Sachs goes to pit road. I believe he's not going to. He's going to stay out. They're going to go to the pits again. Huh. I thought they were pitting. I thought they just pitted early. But I guess they had to get a little some extra work done. So might be going on a different strategy. Anyway, Avi Sachs is the leader, is going to be the race leader when we get back to the restart. But first, let's show you what brought out the 3rd caution of the race. So this is the 3rd caution of the race. Samet Ozkan in the middle with Chris Leone and Luke Lawal. And Ozkan goes around the 11 car into the wall. And Luke Lawal just can't catch a break. He's been involved in all 3 cautions today. He gets hit. He also hits the 77 of Ronald Maravilla. He went around 2 in the 23 of Benjamin Snyder. Down into turn 4. Seems that turn 4 is like a magnet for cautions. It's just that turn 4 is probably the one that causes the most yellows. They're so aggressive going down below. Every position matters, especially in the era of stage points. But guys were fighting real aggressive, even though they were in the back for most of the day, but those guys got aggressive and brought out the 3rd caution of the race. So look at that near disaster between Garrett Albertson and LG Lataro. Both went up into the wall, was trying to battle for the lead, and both drivers went up into the wall before they took the caution flag. My goodness, some ugly scenes between those two. I'm sure they'll get back into the back into contention soon, but a little bit of rough and tumble going on between those two. So now we will head back to the green. Oh, by the way, there's just going to be 2 laps to go in stage number 1 when we get back to the green. So even with just 2 laps to go in the first stage, they'll still throw the stage caution if there's no wreck before it. So they'll score stage points as they did like every other time. So they'll be restarting with Tyler Jones and Avi Sachs on the front row. So here we go. 2 laps more to run in stage number 1. And we are back to the green. Avi Sachs and Tyler Jones both equal on the start. 51, a slight jump there. Gets the better line on the bottom. Clark McKee goes into 2nd place now. He moves up to the 2nd spot. 21 slips up, and now he's on the outside. And now a battle between JP Lataro and Clark McKee. His brother LG was caught up in a scuffle before the caution, racing back to the caution, I should say. Now Lataro is into 2nd place. Oh boy, a little bit of a scare there. And now Tyler Jones nearly up in the wall against Clark McKee before the stage ends. But Avi Sachs is going to take stage 1. 51 car is going to be the stage winner. Cars pitted, and now the leader, I believe, is now going to be Alexander Rowe leading stage number 2. Back to green. Alexander Rowe, Quentin Moore, both on the front row. Let's see who gets the better jump as we're going back to green. Quinn Moore, and oh boy, cars are spinning into the grass now. 45 car got into the grass. Now they're wrecking, and Avi Sachs was among the drivers involved. Oh, they're flipping upside down. Big crash in the back. Matt Hunter among those involved. The wreck fest continues at Richmond. Oh no, Skylar Taylor. Oh man, got around during the caution. Oh boy. Wow, was way too close to the 2 car there. And I wouldn't be surprised at this point if they come down to the pits during this period. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a sloppy race here at Richmond. Oh boy, this is going to be a sloppy one. Alright, here's what brought out the caution. And once again, 23 right into the 12 car. And then the 12 got right into the 45 car. And that's why the 45 went below the apron there. Was hit from the 12. 45 just had no room to go, but the 51 was just trying to avoid the contact. And the 51 ends up spinning with the 1 of Jamal Jackson. And then more cars start to wreck. 23 car Benjamin Snyder gets into a little bit of a mix-up there. We'll go slow motion right here again. Just rewind for a little bit. 23 car got hit from Liam Stewart as Liam put him into the wall there. 3 wide battle between those drivers, but it got too close for comfort as the cars were just spinning around. And then, oh, Tyler Jones hits to the barrier, so did the 16. All of them both hit the barriers. That was the same incident that occurred with the 6 of James Richardson. They all hit the barriers, and it just was ugly right there at Richmond. Not so great for them, and they hit the barriers, brought out the caution once more. So caution is out again, and we'll get back to the restart. Well, there was a lot of shuffling going around. Apparently, some of the leaders came down to the pits during the caution, and now Alexander Rowe is still the leader. Rowe keeps his lead, but now he's going to have Rich Roy on the front row alongside him. So seems to be almost a different driver, and driver or 2 on the front row at almost every restart. So we're going to get back to green. We're going to see who's going to win Richmond. Here we go. Back to the restart at Richmond. And here comes the 54 and 14. They'll take the green. Rowe takes the lead. He gets a good jump. Quinn Moore into second place, trying to go to the bottom now. Moore is going to be the new driver in second. Oh, and they're looking low, and here we go again as Ebrahimian went around. Oh, man, 31 spins around, brings out the caution once again. 31 spins, trying to battle for a top 5 position. Brings out the yellow. We're not even going to show you a replay of that, as Ebrahimian nearly goes flying, but the 54 takes the lead. All right, we're back here at Richmond Raceway, and a couple cars are out of it as Tyler Jones and Cassie Reynolds and Clark McKee are done for this race. And it looks like Priya McShane has a problem. Drivers came to the pits during the caution. Priya was supposed to be the leader, but he has a problem, and he has to come down to the pits. So the 2 car on the pit road loses the lead to Skylar Taylor. So the 42 car is likely going to be the leader on this restart, as the 2 car had to come to the pits before the green flag dropped. Sure, it's not going to be the last time we see a wreck here today at Richmond, and boy, it's going to be going to be one of those races here at short tracks with beating and banging and wrecking, and that's probably what what we can expect to see in the other 2 events we're going to be running after this. So we're going to be running Martinsville and then Bristol. Both are short tracks, so this should be a lot of fun. Martinsville race last year, the penultimate race of last season, it ended with an engine blow of the leaders on the last lap. So what can we expect here today at Richmond? Skylar Taylor in front. Allison Rain is going to be on the front row. What a comeback for Rain. She spun out and flipped earlier, and now she's out in front. Now she's on the front row. So what a turnaround for that 48 team. Anyway, we're going back to the green flag. We'll see how long this green flag run will last. Marvila goes to the low side. Now the 24 spinning around is the 45. 45 gets hit from behind and spins. 24 got loose. 45 was the one that spun though. A race to the line. How about Zachary Fitzwater taking the second spot away? Hit from behind by the 15 Nelson Herrera. And the 12 car was the one that nearly turned the 24 there. 45 spins, brings out the caution again. We'll see what happens on this restart as we are back to green. By the way, stage 2 is going to end on lap 61. So, might be room for a few more laps to run or so. Oh no, spins again. Huge wreck, huge pile up behind them. Oh man. Big pile up, that was the biggest one we've seen today. We've seen so many cautions here today. Luke Law spins, and there's the 22 going around. 41 spins as well. Oh my goodness, another flip. Oh boy, a lot of flips here at Richmond. Back to the restart really quickly. Latara's out, Cardoza's out, Hunter is out. And we're going back to the restart here. There's 6 laps to go, I believe, before the stage ends. Here we go, back to green. Marvila comes back, takes the lead after getting involved in one of the wrecks earlier today. 77 bounces back to lead. Taylor down the bottom. Can Skylar Taylor retake the lead? Can the 42 get back in front? Oh, 48 goes to the bottom, bumps him out of the way, and he takes second. Here comes Oscon, another driver involved in one of the wrecks today, and he's trying to make a comeback too. Here comes Gomes. A lot of these drivers all looking for a win, looking to get in with a victory. 11 to the pits. Something goes wrong with the 11. Has to come to pit road. Oh man, tough break for the 11. Has to come to the pits. There's a caution. What happened here? 45 got turned. They were reacting to the 11 coming down to the pits. They didn't know what to do, and they collided with one another and spin. And I think this is going to end the stage early. Yeah, I believe this ends the stage early, so the final results are in, and Allison Rain is going to be your stage winner. So Allison Rain will be the stage winner because the stage ended early because of the caution. Alright, back to the restart. Allison Rain out in front. Zachary Fitzwater on the front row alongside her. 2 legends, 2 of the winningest drivers in series history, both starting on the front row on this restart. And Fitzwater announced, as I mentioned earlier, he's planned that this season was going to be his last season. He wants to win and get back in the playoffs as we're back to green. The 2 legends face off, and Matt Gomes joining them. Gomes to the bottom, Fitzwater tight. Gets on the outside and loses the lead. Now battling with Matthew Buss. They're bumper to bumper. Oh boy, Matthew Buss not making it easy for the 4. Now they're going to crash again. Quentin Moore's the one that flips upside down this time. Holy smokes. And let's take another look at that 38 flipping around, flipping and flopping. Oh boy, hard crash on the 38, flips, and looks like he's going to be out of this race. Back to the restart. Looks like 38 hasn't given up yet. I thought he would give up, but he's only going to be a lap down. So what a comeback sort of for Quentin Moore, but he's a lap down, but I'm surprised. That engine smoke, it looked like he was going to be out of the race. Moore's going to try to finish this race off and maybe try to get some points out of it. Green flag is out. 50 laps to go. This is far from over. This battle here at Richmond is far from over. And Leon nearly gets spun again. And they pick up where they left off as the carnage continues. 3, Burnett gets second place. Alexander Rowe pulls ahead and pulls away from the leaders. Another car really onto the apron, but the 14 able to save it. Continues to race. They're 4 wide in the middle, though. Oh, I'm not sure that's a good idea right here. I don't know if it's a good idea to go 4 wide here. Able to clear. able to stay clean. Oh man, they somehow stayed clean. It's a miracle. Here comes the 67 Matthew Buss. Buss is a part-timer. He is trying to win. He's not trying to win to make the playoffs. He's trying to win to make a statement. He's trying to win to let everybody know he still wants to race. He still wants to be a contender next year. If a full-time ride opens up for Buss, he's hoping to take it. He's still got it. He's in second place. He has to catch the 54 with Alexander Rowe, but 67 is doing a phenomenal job as a part-time driver. Matthew Buss is no rookie. I mean, he has won several races under his name, including several in the opening race at Daytona. Matthew Buss is a well-known winner, a well-known performer, and he might try to narrow down the lead on the 54 of Alexander Rowe. Rowe's had some back and forth like all the other drivers in this race. But Rowe's had the best car so far, so we'll see if the 54 can take the victory and win it. I believe Alexander Rowe did win a race or two last season, so he's trying to add to that and make the playoffs this time. Now Bernesh is going for second place now. Here comes Fitzwater, the legends and veterans, showing that they still got it. They still can race. Alexander Rowe, by the way, he won twice last season in Indianapolis and Homestead. He's trying to pick up where he left off and make the playoffs once again. But that was with the 7 team. He was with the 7 team last season, and that ride is now being taken by Chris Leone. But now he's with the bigger team, Joe Gibbs, and that 54 that was driven by Dylan Ebrahimian last season. That car didn't run full time until after the beginning of last season. But Alexander Rowe trying to make a statement today. Almost 40 to go. His lead is over 2 seconds now, and the drivers have gotten. It looks like the drivers have like loosened up a little bit, and have not been so wreckful as they were in the past several laps we've seen today. Alexander Rowe keeping the lead right now, away from Matthew Buss and Isaiah Bernesh, the 3 veterans. Castillo, Francis, all running the top 5. It's all about the veterans today in this track. 10th place battle. Oh no, Oscon's a lap down. He's not in contention for a top 10. Skylar Taylor, though, is, and he's going to try to get by John Andrews. Trying to get a good finish out of this today. He had the lead briefly and then got into some wreckage. Dropped back, and now he's back inside the top 10. He's trying to make something out of it. Battle for second place between Bernesh and Buss. Bernesh is going to go to the bottom. Can he clear for second? There he goes. Gets by the 67. Now Colin Francis wants third place from Matthew Buss. Here comes Francis. Can he get third? There he goes. Into third place he goes. And now the 67 is going to have to try to pick up the pieces here. Colin Francis was our winner at Atlanta. So he's going to try to add another victory here today. He's up in third place. A 3-second lead for Alexander Rowe. I mean, he has pulled away since the restart. He's hoping that a caution does not come out, but I would not be surprised if another caution did come out with all the wrecks we've seen today. Like, I believe we had like 6-7 wrecks today. I mean, it was craziness at Richmond. I mean, if this was going to get crazy at Richmond, it probably will get crazy at Martinsville and Bristol. Might even get even crazier, so. Oh no, Buss spins around! Buss is around! Oh no! Herrera just turned around the 67. Oh my goodness. I mean, why did the 15 just turn him around? That's just unbelievable. Oh wow. Well, Buss is just real upset now at Nelson Herrera. Back with the restart. Here we go. An opportunity for Isaiah Bernesh to make a move on the 54. On this restart with less than 30 laps to go. Here we go with Rowe, Bernesh on the front row. who's going to get the better jump as we go back to green. '54 gets the good jump, gets the jump he needs. Here comes Francis, looks low. Let's see if Francis takes second place. And he does take second place. Here comes Priya McShane. He's trying to make a comeback too after spinning earlier today. All these drivers might have gone to a wreck or two today, but they're all trying to get back into it and win this race. Herrera's third. He just made that move on that 67. That was a really bold move on a veteran like the 67. But Nelson Herrera's trying to get to victory lane. I mean, last season he went winless, and his rookie season in the 51 he switched to 15, and now he's gonna have to battle with Colin Francis for third spot. And look at that, teammates running behind them. Look at that, 3 and 8 inside the top 5. Matthew Buss continues to pull ahead. Oh no, never mind. It was Alexander Rowe continuing to pull ahead. Priya McShane, though, not gonna let go. He is closing in on the 54. Is there another caution? I think there is. Another yellow. First, Skylar Taylor just lets out his anger on that 51 car and spins him into turn 4. And Albertson hits him. Jamal Jackson hits him as well. 20 laps to go. When they take the stripe, it'll be 20 laps to go. There will be overtime if needed. So before we didn't have overtime, now there will be overtime if necessary. Back to green, 20 to go. Another good restart for Alexander Rowe, but the 12-2 of Priya McShane not off to a good start. 2 car just was really loose on that turn. Going to lose a lot of ground and positions. And Ebrahimian nearly spins, but it doesn't matter. Another caution. Billy Bishop. Oh, now Billy Bishop is trying to spin out Matthew Buss. I don't know what's up with these drivers going up against the 67. First it was... Oh my goodness. I mean, first it was Nelson Herrera. Then now it's Billy Bishop. Oh man. I don't know what they have against this 67 team. Wow. Okay, we're going to go back to the restart. We're back to the green flag, and something went wrong in the 54 that had to have him come to the pits. Oh my goodness, the 54, just when you thought he was going to win this race, had to come to pit road for a unexpected stop. And now the 8 car is in the lead. Colin Francis out in front. Oh man, I accidentally skipped over the moment that the 54 went to pit, but there must have been a problem. And had to come to the pits, and now he's not going to win this race. How heartbreaking for the 54 team. They definitely had the best car of the day. But my goodness, I mean, that's just heartbreaking. They had to come to the pits before the restart. That's just unbelievable. The lead is now going to Colin Francis and Nathaniel O'Hare in second place. 1 car loose. Matthew Buss again. He might be out for revenge against the drivers that spun him earlier today. Oh man, that 67 is out for revenge. Might cause a caution, and if there's another caution, it's going to come down the final few laps. Looks like it's a battle between Colin Francis and Nathaniel O'Hare with 10 laps to go at Richmond. Francis, he's been one of the front runners today, but Nathaniel O'Hare has come out of nowhere to try to run down the 8 for second place. 5 car is looking on the low side. Can he get by a former champion to win this race? On the bumper, he's right on the bumper. Let's see if he makes the move. Looks low. Let's see if Nathaniel O'Hare can take the lead away. With 9 laps to go, 5 car goes to the bottom to try to clear Francis. And he clears him. And now the 5 is in front. He's in the lead. Nathaniel O'Hare is your new leader with 8 laps to go. See if he can hold on a former champion and Colin Francis and one of the race winners this season. Oscon's a lap down, not a factor. Skylar Taylor into third spot he goes. Now 7 to go at Richmond. Looking low is Francis. Does he have a chance for the 5? It just can't quite get there. Daniel O'Hare trying to block him, is trying to get his win, and the caution's out. Holy cow. 47 ran around. Connor Breton, 6 laps to go. I think we're going to have 1 or 2 more laps to run in regulation. So there might not be overtime just yet. So it's like what happened in Las Vegas. We had only 1 more lap to run, and we just ran 1 more lap in regulation, and that came down to the finish. So another look at Connor Breton's spin right here before we get to the final restart. 47 goes around. He is hit from behind. And it looks like, that he was the only one that brought out the caution. So Connor Breton has spun. Here we go. It's just going to be like Las Vegas. Just 1 more lap to run. 1 lap to decide who gets the win. It's between Nathaniel O'Hare and Cullen Francis. And Skylar Taylor in 3rd place. He might try to steal a win away. Sam Oscon is not a factor. He is a lap down. Nelson Herrera could also try to steal a win away. Remember in Las Vegas, by the way, in that very race, Nathaniel O'Hare won the first 2 stages but did not win the race. We'll see if he can get redemption here today at Richmond. Here we go. 1 last lap to run at Richmond. Who will get the better jump? Here we go. White flag in the air at Richmond with 1 to go. The 8 car gets the run. 8 car's up and running. Takes the lead away on the restart. 5 trying everything he can to get by him. Taylor looks low. Here comes Francis. Here he goes off the final corner. Gonna get the better jump from Nathaniel O'Hare, and Cullen Francis wins again at Richmond. And it was the restart. It was the jump that he needed for Cullen Francis to win this race. The 8 car got the better jump than the 5. And Cullen Francis is your race winner again at Richmond. Scores his 2nd win of season 46. Alright, here are the final results from Richmond. Cullen Francis steals a win away here at Richmond on that restart with 1 lap to go. He just jumped ahead and took the lead away from Nathaniel O'Hare and collects the win. He is a former champion for a reason, and he is the first driver to win twice in season 46. So Francis, big win for him. He is the first to reach 2 wins in this season. And he is going to be the first driver guaranteed to make the playoffs. So he is going for that 3rd championship. And Francis is back in full force. And so the 8 team will be the first to lock their spot into the playoffs. Final stats from the race itself. 34 lead changes, and Alexander Rowe had the most laps led and the fastest lap. He had the best car of the race. But again, that issue on pit road he had near the end of it, it cost him the victory. And take a look at the stage 1 and 2 results in case if you missed it. Avi Sachs, Allison Rain, they won the stages in each of them. And there's your final results on the left of your screen. Again, you can pause the video to find where you finished in the race. Cullen Francis has unsurprisingly, he has taken the points lead as well with those 2 victories. Just so dominant so far early on. One of the early favorites now to win the championship. As Rich Roy now stands 5 points behind the 8 car, and Nathan Ormond stands 7 points behind. The next highest driver with a win this season, Matt Gomes, is currently 5th in the standings. And Connor Breen's currently 11th. Andrews is 13th. Luke Lawle is currently 17th. So those are the standings, by the way, as we head over to our next race next weekend, as we continue the road to short track racing, as we head to Bristol, as we head to Martinsville Speedway, Martinsville and then Bristol. So the next 2 races on the schedule are going to be short tracks. So this should be a lot of fun. The next 2 weeks will be a lot of beating and banging here today in the short tracks. So you don't want to miss the next 2 races. And Francis's victory marks his 15th of his career. He has now tied with former champions Connor Breton and Philip Goldberg in terms of victories. So he's among the all-time champion greats now, with Breton and Goldberg both equal in wins with Cullen Francis. And I believe one more win will equal him with O'Neal Balvin, another former champion who has 16 wins under his belt. So anyway, hope you enjoyed our race, and we'll see you next weekend at Martinsville.